Of all the mesmerizing songs done by Vaundy, and there's a lot to choose from, the one that seems to resonate with me the most is Odoriko, a single 3-minute song that came out in 2021. A gentle, quiet, low-profile song about heartbreak, told from the perspective of the person that initiated the breakup. It's an amazing song, amazing in that it seemed to take over the Japanese charts almost instantaneously the moment it came out. How often do you hear music about heartbreak? Well, all the time. It's a music that sort of blends into the background at this point, especially if you don't necessarily care about a romantic love story turned sour. Many would agree that the most natural thing to do after a breakup is to simply move on, to repress it as fast as possible, and to look the other way. Lyric-wise, Vaundy had different ideas of breakup. The feeling of heartbreak or breakups should be celebrated rather than something you should only sulk about. You should drive on an empty street or dance till your feet hurt. Odoriko wants you to question who you are emotionally. But before I go any further, let's talk about the structure of the song while using the music video as a guide. So I got into Vaundy really late. I was studying in Japan at the time when a particular song played on shuffle while I was on the train on my way back to my university dorm. Odoriko was that song, and sometimes I do wish I could erase my memories and relive the time I listened to that song for the first time. It's been less than a year since I've been exposed to his work, and the two things that surprised me the most was the overall simple catchiness of his songs and the level of care on how his work is portrayed in his music videos. And on the film side, we are given movie-like quality videos that really seem to fit with his type of music. And you really can't find a better example than Odoriko, one of Vaundy's most famous works, both lyrically and film-wise. If you listen to the lyrics alone, it tells a story about a person who initiated a breakup. And with only Vaundy's voice and a simple bass guitar in the background meant to capture your ear in the beginning, the scene has been set, and the first verse begins to play. The lyrics are coded with a sense of regret as our protagonist, now single, wants to make amends and get back with their significant other. This is solidified in the chorus where just by reading it, he shows a bit of his naive side as he almost feels certain that with just a little bit of smooth talking, they can get back together no problem. With a burning sense of confidence, he decides to call her. This is my most favorite part of the song for various reasons. For starters, the clever personification of the chorus being the sound of a phone creates this sense of anticipation for the next verse, hoping that someone would eventually pick up, and also a feeling of intimacy up to this point. Not a lot of people give Vaundy credit enough for how beautiful of a storyteller he is. Two examples come to mind: the chilling chorus of Fuka Kyoroku, welcoming you to a way of life that's inescapable, and his vocals on Todome no Ichigeki, inviting you to dance the night away on a large cruise ship. In the case of Odoriko, you're hearing very personal thoughts that are meant to never be said yet are spilling throughout the lyrics. This is a lover's quarrel after all, and you are just a spectator in between this drama. Examples like these are a way for Vaundy to completely immerse you into his world by gaining access to your head. The real question is, the moment he does, what does he do now? Well, he wants you to pick a side. I am of the firm belief that the lyrics alone tell one side of the story, and a lot of context is missing, especially if there is an inherent desire to grasp a bigger picture of the situation. The protagonist in the lyrics has a sense of low self-esteem, said Frame Media of Japan. He mistakenly thought that he was forcing her to date him and broke up. Time has passed, and now he wants to try again. And lyrically, we are inside the mind of a man who is becoming more and more desperate after after each passing phone call or bridge, trying to get in touch with the woman she loves. At this point, we understand one side fully. If you want the other perspective, the person that just got dumped, where do you look? Well, look no further than the official music video. Kodai Kobayashi, the main director for the music video, worked primarily as a photographer, directing only one other music video before making Odoriko. But don't let his very small resume fool you. While subjective in nature, his style and direction of photography translates great with Vaundy's work. Odoriko has these small tidbits of looking back in the past, so it should almost feel like you're watching a memory unfold before your very eyes. While the lyrics tell one story, the music video is this fragmented attempt at trying to convey what it's like to be broken up. Our main character, played by famous actor Nana Komatsu, forces various emotional identifications associated with heartbreak. Through her acting, she breaks the preconceived emotions one would have when going through heartbreak. It's never a single emotion, but it's a mixed bag of various ones. An article on Media Frame World says it pretty well, that while we can't confirm that she is acting the way she is out of relief of no longer being in a relationship, one thing's for certain: she has become more lively as a result. The best way that I can describe it is that it is the rawest form of emotions packed into a 3-minute song. And lastly, we are introduced to the final lines of the song as Vaundy sings out his final thoughts. How love is the centerpiece to all humans. You can break up and move on, however, love will always find a way to rear its head again. It's a realistic song that doesn't mince words, but motivates the listener to be more accepting with who they are emotionally. It's important to put your feelings into words, Vaundy told Natalie News in 21, and with the case of Odoriko, he does exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is my very first attempt at ever trying to dissect a music video before, so I hope it did well. At the time of recording this, I'm working on my next video, so I hope to see you all in the next one, alright? Take care, guys.